September.
So we have a special thing for you guys this month, September. We will be doing only the Sandman, since there are literally like 12 fucking volumes of this shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we know what you guys were wanting, and let us just say we're here to make your dreams come true. I've had a long ass day in a good way.
Nice.
I went to the lake and just like partied all day, basically.
Hey, that's what we like to hear.
You're a party boy, Cody.
Yeah,
You're a party boy.
Cody Cannon, party boy.
From dusk till dawn, my friend.
Woo!
That's you guys ever seen Night at the Roxbury?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
have
don't know
seen
that
it.
quote enough.
I know that movie. I love that movie, so I know like every line. But there's a part where like Colin Quinn's in it, and Will Ferrell and Chris Kattan's character like talking shit about him, and they're like talking shit about like fucking his mom, and then he like doesn't like them. He's just like, "Damn, dude," he's like, "You're a party animal." Will Ferrell's like, "From dusk till dawn, my friend."
That's hilarious.
Before we get into it, I think we should discuss what's on everyone's mind.
Ooh.
You know what I'm talking about.
What are we talking about?
I'm talking about
Yeah, what is it?
really the Spider-Man trailer.
Oh, yeah. I'm
the
into that.
Spider-Man trailer.
Yes. Because it's just the trailer. I feel like we can bang it out.
Which some people say does feature not the same character, but someone that shares the same name of the topic of this episode.
Ooh, Sandman.
Yeah.
Wait,
Is he in it?
Oh.
That's people are stretching, man, to say who was in the trailer. They say there's a scene with sand and electricity.
There is
and
sand and electricity in the trailer. I've watched it a bunch. Somebody I saw on YouTube, somebody slowed down and brightened up the part where someone behind Peter Parker like scratches a wall.
Oh, they were saying that was Lizard.
Lizard, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, the only ones I saw, like, I confirmed fully in my heart of hearts are Lizard, Doc Ock, and Green Goblin.
I'm assuming
Some people are
everyone is
saying
in it.
Daredevil's in it. Like,
Well, we know that actor is in it. That's like
we've heard that. Yeah, that's a huge rumor. But I like people are saying you just like see a dude with rolled up white
Yeah, I mean,
sleeves,
that
and
he
they're
might
like,
be his
"That's
lawyer."
Matt Murdock." Come on.
you don't. I mean,
If
might
that
be.
is, man, I might eat my own words. Like, if that really is Matt Murdock, then I don't know. I'll never make a superhero theory again. I'll believe any stupid idea anyone has because
You don't
that
think Matt
guy's
Murdock's
Matt
in it?
Murdock. No, I think he might be in it, but if that really is him, like, come on. It's probably just a regular ass scene where just some normal ass detectives like Peter Parker.
Yeah, maybe
blah,
that
blah,
one,
blah.
but no, like it's confirmed that the actor Charlie Cox is in the movie. He's casted in it.
Yeah, I mean, is it confirmed? Really?
Yeah, no, for real, it's been confirmed. It's the same way, like long before this trailer came out, Alfred Molina, we already knew was in it.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean, I do remember hearing this. Like, I hope he's in it. I'm not buying that he's in the trailer.
That's possible too. I agree. Like, I did think the whole it was a teaser, so it was meant to tease us and get us talking like things like this. So yeah, like I've watched it a bunch now, and yeah, there is that weird sandy looking cloud thing, and then you do see electricity, but that could be anything. But it probably is only because like. Why only do Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus? Like, I think it is. I think it is a Sinister Six. We're gonna say.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I agree with that.
So you think the Sinister Six are going to be the villains?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is my theory. All right, dig it. Ready?
Okay, let's
so
hear
you
it.
see in the trailer, Doctor Strange does this spell that Wong told him clearly not to do, and he says everyone in the world is about to forget you're Spider-Man, but clearly, like the spell backfires because when you see Dr. Octopus, he goes, "Hello, Parker," even though we know that Dr. Octopus has never met MCU Peter Parker. So
he also that Doc Ock died a good guy.
Yeah.
But he's alive and well as a villain.
So what we're saying is like, did Doctor Strange's spell like mess up things in the Raimi's universe where maybe like for some reason the villains from there only recognize MCU Peter as their villain?
Or the trailer swerving us, and when he says hello, Peter, he's talking to Tobey Maguire.
Well, that's what I think we're definitely going to see all Spider-Men, and I think it's pretty cool because I think realistically, even though it's like, you know, in the comics, 6 villains is a lot for Spider-Man to handle. I mean, he has trouble with like Mysterio, so I feel like that's why he's going to need the help of Tobey and Andrew Garfield, and they're going to fuck up.
Exactly. Yeah, great theory. Yeah. I believe.
And I think it'd be even cooler if Sinister Six is there. They are fucking up MCU Peter, and then Doctor Strange is like, "Hold up, we need to get some backup," and like brings Andrew Garfield and Tobey into the mix.
Do you think similar to Spider-Verse, any versions of Peter Parker are going to die?
Ooh,
maybe.
I don't know. Well,
Dude,
it would be cool.
You know me, I'm rooting for death.
I know you like when families die.
Yeah,
it would be cool. Yeah. I would say if Andrew Garfield died, just because they never gave him a third movie, so they never finished his arc, and this could be a way to finish it.
Yeah. What did you guys think of de-aged Molina?
I think it looked very obviously de-aged, and they clearly.
I didn't like.
They also clearly like, just because I don't know if you've seen him lately or at all. Like, he's a big fat man now. They clearly slimmed down his face. Yeah, they thinned him down with the CGI. So
yeah,
the trailer also, like the whole thing with Peter going to Doctor Strange to getting him to like make everyone forget his identity is very much lifted from the storyline One More Day.
We know Mephisto.
With Mephisto.
I definitely
here.
No, I'm not saying
Confirmed.
that, but some people are saying that because Doc Strange is wearing like a winter coat that, you know, the devil would find it cold on Earth, so that's obviously Mephisto. And I'm like,
that's such a stretch.
Yeah, exactly.
I spit in the face of anyone who utters such things to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna put money that Mephisto is not in the movie,
dude. Even if he is, he's not Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? Like it's
the only thing I do. Oh, what?
I'm just saying, like that storyline parallel does make him the perfect guy to be somehow in the movie. You know?
Yeah.
What if that's the reason why these rumors of him have been circulating for so long?
Oh shit! They've been plans all along.
Yeah, they've been planting them in Reddit because they know how to play this game. This ain't their first rodeo.
No, it's not.
The only thing I do think is weird that like Doctor Strange even did the spell to begin with. It's like, really?
Yeah, and he did it so nonchalantly.
Yeah, he was like, "Nah, I'll definitely won't do it," and then winks, and then it's like, really? I feel like this. I don't know. Well, we'll find out, I guess.
Dude, I saw there's this comedian Jay Jordan who's really into the Marvel universe that he was tweeting something like that. He's like, "You guys are acting all shocked that Doctor Strange was willing to do that." He's like, he's a doctor in Greenwich Village. He's egotistical as fuck.
That's true.
He's like, this dude's a mess. Of course he did.
Yeah. Dude, and also rumors are because Warner Brothers had like their own fandom this week. Rumors are that we're going to get a new Batman trailer soon, probably in a month or two.
Nice.
Because they showed the new footage of it, and it's getting good reviews.
Nice.
So I'm pretty pumped.
Of course it is. It's going to be good.
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that Batman movie.
Dude, Paul Dano looks insane as the Riddler. But let's you know what else is connected to the DC universe?
What?
The Sandman universe.
Well,
dude, hell yeah.
On that note, welcome to Comics and Chronic. I am but one of 3, the Sinister 3. I'm Jacob H. As always, with me is Cody Willaka Cannon and Anthony Iannaccio. Today's episode, we discuss Volume 1 and 2 of Neil Gaiman's The Sandman.
The Sandman September.
Sandman September, baby.
It starts here.
Oh man. So I've read the series, but it's been so long that this is like a really nice refresher for me. Like I forgot about a lot of like points and characters and just like things that happen. It feels almost like I read it for the first time because it's been like probably at least 8, 9, 10 years.
Wow, I literally read it for the first time. This was my first time reading it.
Well, what's your impression off of the first 2 volumes? How do you feel? What were your thoughts?
That's a great question, but first I think we should all hit something. 'Cause I didn't see you guys
I'll hit
smoke.
something, all right.
Jake, why are you holding up that puppy to the camera? Don't do anything.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah. I'm not only hitting a bowl that I got packed right here, but also a Coors Light.
Ooh,
Oh, I got a
nice.
Stella too.
Oh, wait, hold on. I think I
Yeah.
have an alcoholic beverage. I want to be part of this cool
Nice.
crew.
Yeah, get it, my guy.
I'm smoking on something called Alien Space Gorilla.
That sounds, dude. That for some reason the first thing that popped in my head was Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah, right.
Dude, Gorilla Grodd, the weed that makes you able to read others' minds.
Ooh, that would be sick. I feel like sometimes on weed, I could like become a little bit telepathic. I don't know.
Yeah. If you're saying sometimes on weed, I'm not inclined to agree with you, my friend.
You never feel like a lot of times, I mean, maybe it happens when I'm not smoking too, but even when I'm drinking, like I'll be hanging out with friends and like we're talking and like we're listening to music, but then something someone says was exactly what someone is saying in the song. It could be something simple or super specific. It happens so often. Like I'm not the only one to notice it, but I feel like when I'm high, it happens more.
Nice.
So
I like that.
Yeah. I feel like,
weed's a telepathic drug. It connects you to the mushroomness that is mankind.
The mushroomness.
Are we all connected? I don't know.
I mean, mushrooms actually in forests. Have you ever heard that? Like they help trees and plants communicate. It's like
they're like
kind of
like the largest mushroom is like miles long because it's just like many tons of mushrooms just connected through underground. Touchy
I think the world's biggest organism is a mushroom.
Dude.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
bro. We got it nice and heady.
You guys are
while
crazy.
Yeah, we're talking science, bro.
Fuck science, dude.
I feel like that's what that's a good thing to put into Sandman. Like in the second one, I feel like she had a quote in particular where she was like, everything we know is just like protected by like paper thin walls or something like that.
Yeah. So what did you
what did you think, Anthony?
Yeah, Anthony, you're the one who hasn't read the most.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I've read the first issue. That I have read a couple times, but I never read anything past that. And this time reading it, I was like, oh shit, I like it. I like this dude Morpheus. I like what this whole thing's about.
I like that Morpheus is only like one of his names.
Yeah, he has
many.
That
different cultures and different like beings, whether it's in the cosmos or like in the supernatural world, call him something different. Like when you see him in Africa and they call him something else.
Yeah.
Or
and Martian Manhunter, he sees him as something completely different.
He sees him as their fire god back on Mars.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
It's cool how it's connected to the DC universe because it's almost like barely connected. It's almost beyond the cosmos as far as like, Green Lantern and Darkseid and all that. And it's like in its own fucking realm.
Yeah. It just like really dives you into a almost like limbo-esque extra dimensional realm.
Yeah.
It's so good. And like from Jump Street, it's so interesting.
Yeah. I honestly thought I was surprised by how many DC characters did pop up. I thought it was way less connected.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Than it originally let on. And I think that's also why it wasn't as accessible to someone. I don't know. Like I since he's so far removed both in the world, like you're saying, this realm, just the dream world is just, the dreaming is just so different than anything else in the DC universe. And there's so many characters and so many layers to it that like you don't explain it right away, but after a few issues you're like, oh shit, okay, I see what's going on here.
Yeah.
And I think that's why at first I never really was hooked into it. I just didn't give it the time it needed.
Yeah, it's definitely like a really slow buildup. I mean, the first bit of it is them just capturing that dude and all of these people getting affected by not being able to sleep and dream properly.
Yeah, by taking him out of the dream realm, out of his kingdom, everyone gets like fucked up on Earth in their sleep.
Yeah.
Dude, it's also, I love it because there's like some genuinely creepy moments.
Oh yeah,
Like, it's scary.
It's like there are some of it that's just like almost like kind of light fantasy, like not too heavy or sad or crazy anything. Some of it, like there's some comedy in there, but there's some really utterly terrifying moments.
Dude, yeah.
It like straight
For
up,
sure.
it's straight up. It doesn't dabble. It jumps into horror heavy a couple
Yeah.
times.
I think one of the coolest parts for me, I'm going to forget his name, but it's the son of the dude who originally captures him. And
Yeah, I don't know his name either.
but he like finally like lets him go, or no, the guards fall asleep and then Morpheus escapes, and he like punishes him by giving him what's called eternal waking. But he's asleep and he thinks he's dreaming, and he comes to and he's like, oh man, there's a terrible dream. And his maid is there, remember? And she's like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
And then you see her start to like, blah, like turn into, he's like, oh fuck. And then it keeps happening again. And like, that's his punishment. Like, it's cool because like to the outside, this dude looks like he's probably in a coma, but internally he's like fucking getting ravaged by shit.
That is a fate worse than death. Like that's the crazy
yeah.
thing about Morpheus. Like he's kind of like, you root for him and he's a good guy basically.
Kind
but
of, not really though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't fuck with him.
Yeah, because
he's more of a force of nature than good or evil.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's what I like when they talk about the Eternals, like him and his sisters and brothers. They're
the endless. Right?
Yeah,
That's what they're called.
the endless. Yeah. When they talk about him, like every character, like the human character is like, dude, like they can't relate to us, and we can't relate to them because they cannot die, you know?
Yeah.
And like, fuck, I just had a brain fart. Sorry.
They're just like how in Marvel, there's like the embodiment of like death and eternity. Like it's the same idea. Like these characters kind of represent abstract ideas, but they have very distinct like personalities.
Yeah. Dude, it's just fucking nuts. I love first off, I love the Britishness of the whole comic.
It's super British.
Yeah, Neil Gaiman just like doesn't try to hide it at all. I love that Morpheus is almost like a endless Robert Smith of the Cure.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, he's just like it's crazy.
I agree.
Like the whole time I'm just like, Robert Smith? No, it's Morpheus.
It's Morpheus. Or it's cool that they call him Morpheus or Dream.
Yeah.
Like they don't it's
or Dream Lord.
Yeah, like his name is
King
very
of Dreams.
interchangeable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved it. I read up to sorry. I'm going all over the place. What's some of your
volume volume 1
1
goes up to issue 8 and then volume 2 goes up to issue 16. So that's as far as we read.
Yeah. For this
which is
episode.
plenty, honestly. I love when he goes to hell to get his
dude, yeah.
back.
So I like that the first volume is like a multi-story type deal. Like there's just like separate, almost like they're all connected through Morpheus's return to power and whatnot, but they're still separated. You know what I mean? Like they could be separate.
Alone,
yeah. But the second one is more like a season of a show or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like an overarching story involving the dollhouse and the vortex and everything.
Yeah. That one's creepy. Let's go over volume 1 first though.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I like Morpheus's journey to get his things back.
Yeah. Going to hell
is one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah,
dude. Especially you see like once again like DC like Etrigan.
Yeah.
Who scared me in this one more than he usually would.
He's
I'm
more
like,
scary in this one than he is in DC's like other comic books.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this book, it's the art style, it's everything. It's just very scary.
It's kind of unsettling. Even the art, like if you look at every panel when they're in hell, and you see like the walls, which are made of like people's faces and bones and like fucked up shit. Like all the demons are like ugly ass demons,
monsters. Yeah.
But then Lucifer looked to me like David Bowie.
So but I liked how Lucifer looked because also like that dude, Neil Gaiman does such a good job from taking from actual mythology of almost any mythology, whether it's Greek,
any mythology,
because the Bible, and it's cool that Lucifer is like legit, like he's the handsome one. He calls him that, doesn't he? Call them the handsome?
Yeah.
And
Lucifer
Morpheus is like, Lucifer, I want to suck your dick, man.
And he's like, he just just like Morning Star, you know.
I like that name, Lucifer Morning Star.
Yeah. I like reading this makes me want to read the Lucifer Vertigo series. I've never read it.
I have. What came with the
that's what's cool about this world. Like there's,
they build on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a whole other world within the DC world.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
God, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Because like, what is Superman going to do against Morpheus?
Dude, that's what I was going to ask you guys. Like, there are so many superheroes that would not stand a chance against Morpheus.
No one. I mean, what ones would? Yeah, the only ones that I think could possibly would be on the more magical realm, like maybe Constantine or Zatanna.
Yeah,
or something.
But against like toe to toe with Morpheus, I don't think so.
Yeah,
like I think in the first volume, that's what's cool. That might have been John Constantine's first appearance.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I like that.
And
I don't think it was his first appearance ever. It was just like his first appearance in Vertigo right before he got his standalone series. They kind of like retconned him, it seems like,
or something like that. I do like how they did him though.
Oh, for sure.
That was cool.
Yeah, well, that's when he became the like smoking,
cigarette smoking, depressed magician dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Constantine when he's a bit more of a dirtbag and like will do anything to just kind of get what he needs to get. Like he's saving the world, but he doesn't really fuck around.
Yeah, I like this version because like there wasn't necessarily a dirtbag element, but there was like a very, especially like when Constantine asks Morpheus to like legit like put down his ex-girlfriend, the heroin addict who was trapped, like literally trapped, snorting his sand until her mind melted.
It's so fun.
She was basically like a human puddle.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But he gives her like a really blissful ending.
Yeah. Where they end up together. She believes that she like ends up with.
That's the thing about Morpheus. Even through all of the heinous things he does, he has a heart and he like wants people's stories to end happily. But like he says, okay, I'm jumping ahead.
Like he could be called like the Lord of Nightmares just as much as he's like the King of Dreams.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
Yeah.
There's a spectrum of like, you could dream like and you don't even have to sleep. I think when he escapes, isn't a guy just daydreaming? I feel like that's how he like flips through.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
When he escapes the original prison, the guards are asleep.
Oh, okay. I thought it was because like a kid was there and he's like, oh, it would really be cool. And Morpheus is like, there we go. Like that was like his crack. And then the guards fall asleep or something. And
I thought it was just the guards fall asleep.
I don't know.
Yeah. Either way, like it's just cool the way like dreams could mean more than just falling asleep.
Yeah. For him, he uses them to travel.
Yeah.
Like before, because like when he's captured and when he's released, even though he's an all-powerful being, he's not at full capacity. That's what the whole first volume is about.
Yeah.
He has to escape and he has to reclaim himself and like all of the items that like almost like his Horcruxes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So wait, just to set it up for listeners, if anyone hasn't read volumes 1 and 2 of Sandman, first volume, Morpheus, the Sandman, Lord of Dreams, he gets captured by a cult in England, and he's pretty much captured for 30 years. And because he's gone from his dream world and therefore cannot control the dreams for 30 years, a lot of people, they either go insane or they don't wake up at all, or they just or they cannot sleep because of it.
It just has like a catastrophic effect on the planet.
Catastrophic effect. And he escapes and he has to go hunt down certain items of his that help him regain his power.
What's cool is the cult was trying to summon death.
Yeah.
To end
Which is
end
his older
death.
sister, we find
Yeah,
out.
but it's cool that what Sandman says to them. He's like, you should be grateful that you were unsuccessful in summoning death.
Yeah. Yeah.
So crazy. Yeah, imagine like a world where people couldn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
You
god.
fucked.
Dude, you guys should really just you guys should really check out the Audible. It has a great cast. And it's word for word, panel for panel. Like,
Dude, I'm definitely gonna check it. So Sandman, I'm gonna they're making into a show also.
Yeah.
On Netflix, yeah.
So my plan is to do Sandman September with you boys, get through the series.
Yeah, wait,
Then-
we didn't even like tell everyone that we should talk about the fact that this
That's
is
right.
Sandman September.
so we have a special thing for you guys this month, September. We will be doing only the Sandman since there are literally like 12 fucking volumes of this shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we know what you guys were wanting, and let us just say we're here to make your dreams come true.
Oh shit.
So like every episode we're gonna be going through like 2 volumes basically.
Yeah. 2
yeah,
volumes of
until we
Sandman.
bang this bad boy out.
Yeah.
This bad boy, this Sandman.
Also, one of my favorite scenes, and it might even be more favorite because of the Audible. Just check out the Audible because the cast is like you'll recognize everyone. It's literally
Sorry, how far does the Audible go story wise?
volume 1 and 2.
Oh, perfect.
Like no bullshit.
Okay.
Exactly volume 1 and 2. And dude, the
Nice.
cast, you'll recognize them.
Nice.
Some of them are actors from Game of Thrones. Some of them are the dude who played young Professor Xavier, James McAvoy. He plays Sandman.
Yeah.
He plays Sandman.
Oh,
Dude,
nice.
Joel Taron Egerton, or the kid from Kingsman, the main character.
Yeah.
He plays Constantine. Dude, like,
Oh, dope.
dude, it's a bomb voice cast, and like it's where Neil Gaiman narrates it, and like so you're wondering like, oh, but how can I see what it looks like? Dude, like when he's in hell, he narrates what it looks like when they're in the club, and what's his name? Sandman goes toe to toe in that riddle battle with that demon,
Yeah.
Oh,
which is
that
one of my
was
favorite
so
scenes in the
good.
books too.
Yeah.
He's like, I
Yeah,
am
it was so
anthrax, killing all living things, and then like he turns into it. He's like, I am a bull, and I step on a snake, and like that shit's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not just abstract, but very like
poetic.
poetic. It's very like meta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
'Cause
I
he
am
wins
life
it-
itself, and I cannot be stopped.
Yeah. Because it's less about riddles and more like a battle of ideas, and he wins with
Yeah.
hope. Like
yeah,
the demon can't figure out how to beat hope. It's just like no way.
Yeah.
And that's so cool. That's like I'm sure going to keep coming into play in this bigger like as the story goes on. Like you can't destroy hope. It's just you have it.
Yeah.
Like, up until your last breath, you'll have hope. And like this dude was trapped for 30 years. He had hope that he'd get out. I'm sure.
He's a man of strong resolve. I just want to go back to like him, Neil Gaiman, borrowing from mythology and whatnot. I love Cain and Abel.
Yeah. As his little like
His guardians of the dream world.
They hang out in his castle in particular.
But it's so
Like,
cool
almost
that like Cain constantly kills Abel.
yeah, constantly.
Yeah, Abel's kind of like always scared. That
He's always
gonna
stuttering.
get
He's like,
murked by his brother.
please don't kill me.
You sounded like Simple Jack from Tropic Thunder.
Simple Jakes.
Simple
Simple
Jake.
Jake. You mama make me happy.
Oh, shit.
No, but yeah.
It's also pretty funny that DC before and after this has completely different guys called the Sandman.
Yeah.
Like there's a guy that just like shoots sand at people and can like control time.
But the book
and,
covers one of the other Sandmen, that dude Wesley Dudds, who has that mask.
Oh
and
yeah, you see him in the
and he calls himself the Sandman.
Yep.
But we all know who the true Sandman is.
Yeah, Morpheus.
Morpheus.
Big Papa
Yeah,
Morph.
dude. Big Papa Morph. I love also that while it's a story about him, it's oftentimes not about him. You know?
Right.
Like the first volume, much more so. And there's like, it
Dr.
starts
Destiny.
out. Dude, that
let's
scene
get to,
was insane.
we should get to that story because that's one of the more prominent stories in Volume 1.
Yeah, it's the final story.
Oh, is it?
In Volume 1.
Yeah.
No, well, the final one before he introduces death.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, because Volume 1 ends with a death episode, which is just kind of like a standalone, separate from Sandman's Glorious Return, which is like the the first volume.
Yeah, like as Sandman's like powering up, Dr. Destiny is like escaping Arkham Asylum and like has this gem that basically has one of the things
it's
Morpheus needs, which
Sandman's
controls
ruby that like has a part of him in it.
Yeah, and it controls any dream. Like you could literally manifest any dream into matter and reality, basically. So this crazy ass dude shouldn't have it at all.
Dude, so yeah, he gets. I love that That's what I liked about it. He's in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah,
and he's like this.
Scarecrow's like his BFF.
Yeah, Scarecrow is cool too.
Yeah, and like so he escapes from Arkham as everyone do.
Seriously.
And he goes to collect his ruby, and his first interaction is this terrible interaction where he meets this young woman on the side of the road, and she takes him in, and she's like, I'm gonna die, and she ends up almost befriending him and giving him her coat, and just like they get kind of buddy, and then he just blows her brains out.
He's a fucking psycho.
Yeah,
dude, that scene, just the whole thing when he's in the diner. And it goes hour by hour.
Yeah.
And it's like first hour, he makes them sing or play. And then it just gets fucking depraved as fuck. Yeah. Especially, dude,
you had mentioned that in an earlier episode, and I'm like, what does he mean the diner?
Well, Heather, what's her name?
Yeah.
Heather Antos talked about it too. That was her favorite story from it. Yeah, the diner part of the book is fucking great, and I love this.
Whoa!
When like
talk about like one of the most horrific things I've ever like seen in comic form.
For sure, one of the guys looked like a big Donald Trump.
Yep, I know you're talking about the guy who beat his wife and everything and cheated on her.
Yep.
I wonder if that was actually intentional.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was the 80s.
Yeah, dude. So
is that when Volume 1 came out? What?
Yeah, I think it was like 87 or something like that.
Oh wow, okay.
85, somewhere around there.
I think you're right. Mid 80s is when it first came out.
Yeah, nice. and so it doesn't wrap up, I think, until like 93 or 96 or something like that.
Dude, so just because I got this like crazy DC Black Label Super Edition one, there's always a bunch of forwards with Neil Gaiman, and he talks about it. And so DC came to him, we're like, hey, would you want to do like a story for us? And he was like, I really don't. He's like, he even says, he's like, I have nothing negative towards comics. I just really wasn't too big of a fan, and I don't really want to do like already established characters, but I'll be happy to make something up. And then they're like, cool, like it just needs to connect to the DC universe. And so then that's why you get things like Dr. Destiny in art. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a Dr. Martian Manhunter.
Just a bunch of.
He visits Mr. Miracle for a little while.
I mean, you even see when like he talks to the sirens, when Sandman talks to the three sirens, you see images of Green Lantern and Batman and Superman.
Yeah. So it's always not too far off. But yeah, I would never I'm sure they do interact down the line, but I can't see a situation like where Superman, like you can't punch your way out of a dream.
Well, it's also
I mean, maybe they could make up a way, but you can't.
Well, it's just cool to think about. Okay, so you have like Doomsday currently going with like Dr. Manhattan versus the DC universe, but then it's like Dr. Manhattan versus the Sandman. I don't know. I think Sandman might have
it.
Yeah.
He's just stupid powerful.
He's just far more abstract.
Yeah. Far more.
Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan doesn't have to sleep.
But Sandman doesn't need you to be asleep to fuck with you. He's not Freddy Krueger.
Ooh, Freddy Krueger versus Morpheus.
For sure.
Morpheus still, of course.
And also based on like, especially like volume 2, it seems like in the dream world are almost his like dream demons that he has to keep contained. Otherwise, if they let out, they fucking, like we see in volume 2 when he fucks up that kid's life and everything.
Yeah. Oh, the Corinthian.
The Corinthian who's fucking,
Dude, that thing was.
But Morpheus is just like, I uncreate you, and it's just like, bye, instantly. That's so like quick, but it's powerful and scary that he had.
Yeah, well, because the Corinthian was so terrifying until like all the way through that moment. And then
he's terrifying up until Morpheus steps to him and is like, yo, bro, you got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Dude has tiny mouths with sharp teeth where his eyes should be.
In the Audible version, Riz Ahmed plays the Corinthian.
Ooh, nice.
Dude, that whole story is fucked when they go to that weird convention for serial killers and shit.
Yeah.
But it's like literally a convention for like serial killers in America. but it's called something else. I forget what the name
The
of the
cereal convention.
Yeah, they think
But
it's
it's
about
about,
like
like,
food cereal. Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's like a hidden meaning, and it's all these people who actually kill people, and they're like,
yeah.
that
and
shit
they
is
have
so fun.
panels. Yeah, they have panels like
like
at a
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con. Yeah, women and murder and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, one of the ladies on that panel was called the Grass Queen, so I'm sure she's like a marijuana themed serial killer.
Oh, shit.
The Grass Queen.
Grass-
We should get her on the podcast.
Dude, going back to like how Morpheus decides to either punish or reward people, he doesn't even kill Dr. Destiny after Dr. Destiny like fucks up almost the entire planet mentally with the gem.
Yeah.
And he tries to fight him on
Dude,
his
that
own
diner
plane.
especially, like each hour by hour, it's more horrific. And it's like done in that crazy kind of horror way where you cannot take your eyes off of it. And there's like scenes where they're all fucking and you're like, oh my God, like this is kind of insane in a hot way, but like it's fucked up.
No, it's fucked because he's making them do it against their will.
Yeah, man.
And also,
but
like,
it's just,
I also like the scene in the diner when everyone tells their deepest, darkest secret. And the one that always stood out to me the most that I thought was fucked was the woman who said when she was in college, she snuck into a morgue when she was drunk and fucked a dead body.
yeah.
Like, what? That shit is fucking insane.
Yeah. The whole thing, it gets super fucking dark.
But that's why it's all the crazier that, like Jake is saying, like Morpheus kind of forgives the dude. He's like, I understand, like the gem, like humans should have nothing to do with it. It's not really your fault that it corrupted you this way.
I also just thought, like, he realized that, like, death after what he did would be way too quick of a way out, and that his punishment should be to go back to. Dude, literally just brings him back to Arkham.
Yeah.
Speaking of death, one of my favorite stories, I guess it was in volume 2, is when there's this dude who's like, dying's fucking stupid. Like, why is everyone doing it? Like, I don't want to die. Fuck death. And Morpheus is like, dude, I got a proposition for you.
Yeah.
And this dude basically can't die until he decides he wants to. And I love that story.
That story continues on through the volumes.
Nice. Like as a standalone one, it was so cool. That was my favorite single issue.
It was also like a nice, because like
that
how
guy
I
comes
talked about
back a
volume
bunch.
2, how
nice.
I was talking about how like in volume 2 it was one overarching story that was almost like a fun intermission.
Isn't that guy? Am I confusing? Isn't it? It's Shakespeare. Is that guy?
No, Shakespeare
Shakespeare's
was involved in that issue.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Shakespeare's origins. Like Shakespeare's like, no one likes me.
He had nothing until Morpheus like spoke to him, and he's like, I can do that.
Shakespeare's like, if only I could, like, all I want is to like have men dream of my stories when I'm long gone. And Morpheus like, ooh, I have an idea.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is yet, but he's like, I got you, Shakespeare.
I think it's volume 2. Is it when that writer who can't write kidnaps? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Or is that a later?
No,
that's a later.
That's
volume.
not in that.
Never mind.
Yeah, we
You're
haven't
jumping ahead,
My bad.
Jake.
I forget.
No, volume 2 ends with the serial killers and the Corinthian and like the Bowling Green being Gilbert.
Oh, that was interesting.
Or the Bowling Green. What was it called?
The Fiddler's Green.
Fiddler's Green. The Bowling Green. What is that?
Bowling Green is that fake massacre that Donald Trump's administration tried to come up with. I swear to God, look it up. You don't remember that?
Whoa. The Bowling Green
the Bowling
massacre
Green
happened,
massacre.
Jake. Okay. Dozens of people tripped that
Cody
day, all right?
is
They fell.
a follower.
The Fiddler's Green.
I do like in that one.
He's like Mogo, the living planet.
Yeah.
Which I guess Cody doesn't know, but
No.
That's
because he's just like because like Fiddler's Green is just like a location. Oh, I guess also in Doom Patrol there's a character, Danny the Street.
Huh.
And it's a living neighborhood. Yeah, it's sentient.
That's so stupid.
It works. It's actually really cool.
That's
I
cool.
like it. I like Danny the Street. But Fiddler's Green reminded me of that.
Yeah, dude.
I'm sure it comes before
it was
that.
cool. So the second one, I thought the first time I read it, I was like, oh, this is just going to be like in the setup. I was like, this is just going to be another of the first one where it was like, I need to accomplish, like, get these 3 things.
No, it's completely like book to book, even when you read it. It's just like its own thing, but you'll see how it's like cleverly connected.
Yeah, it's not just a fetch quest. He's not just like, I shall get the things and I'm super powered. Like in a regular comic superhero book, it might feel that way.
Yeah.
Do you meet death in volume 2?
No, that was in volume 1 at the last issue.
Yeah, like Cody said, the end of the.
Yeah, when they go on the quest together when they go together, and she like keeps
killing
just, like,
people.
grabs all those. Yeah,
dude. You know what was the saddest one? Was the little boy in Washington
people are
playing
dying.
soccer.
Yeah, that one playing soccer in Washington Square Park. I always felt so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the comedian who died by getting electrocuted on stage.
Yeah, that was funny. But to me, actually, the one that was the saddest and just like, damn, it was like there's a baby in a crib and the baby's like, that's it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm sorry. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
Like the baby's like, damn, that's it.
It's also, I like how they did it where it's like, you don't even know you're dead until she's there. And like they see her and they're like, oh, fuck. Like, I'm dead, aren't I? She's like, yeah, what's up? Like, we got to go. It's like, damn.
Yeah, it's not like she's killing them.
True.
She just is there. She's like she ushers you in. Like death isn't necessary. Like she even says it, I think, like death isn't a bad thing. You shouldn't look at it that way.
Well, even Dream talks about it, and he's like, I don't understand why these people fear death so much when like it's a whole nother plane of like existence.
Right.
Yeah. And like that's the cool thing about all the endless is like almost powers and worlds is it's almost so vague because it is just too powerful to like pinpoint like what are Sandman's powers. Like honestly, almost everything.
I think it is really cool that his sister is death because like dreaming and death, the idea that they're so close to each other.
Like in the second volume at the very end. I'm jumping ahead.
No, go ahead. Whatever. We're all
I know what you're about to say
at
too.
At the very end of the second volume, when Dream confronts Desire, and is like, "I'm calling you out, bitch. You tried to get me killed, or like tried to turn this on me." And Desire's So like it almost like what's cool is that part like sets up a hierarchy of the endless. Like,
they're brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Well, but there's also like a hierarchy. Like the most powerful, the big three are Death, Dream, and Destiny.
Yeah.
And which we haven't heard
Destiny?
about.
We haven't met Destiny yet.
Gotcha.
But there's Destiny, Desire,
and then there's Desire, Despair,
Delirium.
And who's the lost one? There's a lost one too, isn't there?
No.
Because there's 7.
Yeah, there's 7 of them. I forget.
I can't think of who the last one is, but yeah.
No, it's cool and it's so original. Like,
talk about original storytelling.
And I feel like it stands toe to toe with the great, like honestly, like Watchmen, like Sandman and Watchmen. You could easily put side by side as two of the top ones.
I would almost put Sandman as the GOAT for me.
After reading it like last year during the pandemic, I was like, because I never read it before then, I was like, yeah, this is great. Like this is, I would never have, I don't know, thought I would even like it.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It uses comic books as a medium and has you like think about life through lenses it's just like touches every kind of way you feel. There's romance, there's comedy, there's horror, there's fantasy. It's insane.
I'm not gonna lie. Reading it this week, I was having more dreams.
Dude,
so I wanted to ask you guys, like,
at work, dog.
It's the Sandman at work for sure. When you smoke weed, do you dream?
Yeah.
Dude,
all the time?
I have really vivid dreams.
But do they have to do?
What about you, Jake? It seems like you're saying no.
I have dreams all the time, but I don't know if they have anything to do with weed, honestly.
See, a lot of people saying like I since I smoke all the time, like I dream, but there was a point where I wasn't dreaming.
No,
or like I wasn't
dream
remembering
a lot
my
in life, whether I smoke or not.
Yeah,
even as a kid, I used to dream like a motherfucker. I had a crazy dream last week, actually.
Maybe, dude. I've been having some bananas dreams.
Dude, Sandman. That's what happens when you start reading.
Weird ass dreams.
I had a dream last week. This is, I swear to God, true because I told my buddy about it. It's me and my childhood friend Emil, and the dream was we were at a friend's house. I don't know who this friend was, but in the dream, I knew who he was. Obviously, we were at his friend's house who lived in like some crazy like Westchester suburban community type thing. We were at a pool. And his father was, for whatever reason, Charlie Sheen. Not necessarily like his name is Charlie Sheen, but it was Charlie Sheen. And I keep getting.
And you knew this in your dream. You're just like, oh, Charlie Sheen, his dad.
No, not even his name wasn't necessarily Charlie Sheen so much as like it was Charlie Sheen, but like it was just his dad. Like, oh, this is my friend's dad.
Yeah,
the dad wasn't
Charlie
the
Sheen
actor Charlie Sheen. You know what I mean? Like it was just So I was like, oh, like, but my friend's dad was Charlie Sheen, and I kept telling my friend, I was like, dude, I got a really bad feeling. Like I think our friend's family, like not our friend, but like his parents and their uncles and everyone wants to murder us. And he was like, dude, you're fucking crazy and blah, blah, blah. And then the only thing I remember is like we're at this pool and then we go back to the house and I'm like packing my bags and getting my car keys. And Charlie Sheen, my friend's dad, is like, hey, like, you know, you drank a lot. Aren't you going to stay the night? And I was like, oh, yeah. I'm just putting my stuff in the car so tomorrow I can head out. He's like, okay, good. And I like went out to my car and fucking start reversing out the driveway. And my friend comes out like stumbling out the front door and he looks down and there's a massive steak knife in his gut. And then Charlie Sheen and my friend's family comes up and keeps stabbing him. And he like reaches out to me and I just drove away. And then I woke up and it took me 20 minutes after being awake to shake off that. Cause the tone of the dream, dude, it was like uncomfortable as fuck.
Damn.
It felt real. I was like, yo, I think they're going to murder us.
I'm going to come in with a weird hot take. I love nightmares.
I know what you mean. I find nightmares, as terrible as they are, and they are terrible, and they fuck with me for at least a little while afterwards. They are the most interesting, though.
Well, yeah, and I'm experiencing things I'll never experience. You know what I mean? I hopefully, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of like. I've had a few car accident nightmares. You know what I mean?
I mean, after I got on that one with you, I literally had for like maybe a month or two, like
for me, it was like a year.
Oh no, dude! I remember like honestly, 3 nights after that accident, I had a dream where we were about to hit a wall, and I woke up. And I was like, "Fuck me!" That felt so intense.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But so thanks, dude. Cody. You traumatized me for life mentally.
Hell yeah, brother.
You know, some people say that when you're dreaming, you're like, you know, living the alternate universe, Jake's life. You know, maybe there was a universe where you guys did not make it in that car accident, and that's you got to experience that. If
that's the case, a lot of my dreams, truly, like genuinely, like more of my dreams are more often than not bad than they are good, and a lot of them end with either me murdering or me being murdered. I had one where I had to escape a prison, and I murdered a few guards and got pretty far until they finally just killed me. And I've had a few dreams where I get fucked up and murdered. Like,
yeah, dude, I love getting murdered in dreams.
Is that a past life?
That means I suck in my past life. I get killed a lot. it's my variance.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
They're just not as hardcore as me, dude.
Yeah, this Jake is, as in your own words, like Bruce Willis from what's the movie?
Sixth Sense.
Untouchable.
Unbreakable.
Untouchable is the Robert De Niro.
Yeah, Unbreakable. Yeah, Unbreakable. And the other variants are just not. They're just getting.
Dude, you might be right. I mean, I've survived some crazy shit in my day. A pandemic?
Oh, the pandemic. So,
have you guys ever had lucid dreams?
Yes.
Nah.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I've had dreams where I've realized I've been dreaming and like partaken in them, but I've never had them as vivid as people talk about them getting. Like, I've had dreams where I've been like, when I was a kid, I used to have this reoccurring nightmare about SeaWorld and sharks.
Oh shit!
And there was this bridge. That I could never. It was basically Jaws 3.
Did you watch a lot of Jaws 3 as a kid?
Yes. Shitty graphics and all.
Dude, I watched sharks. I have like, even though I can swim in the ocean, if I swim by myself at all, I think I talked with you about this. It freaks me out.
It's intimidating.
He doesn't like sharks.
It's intimidating.
That's why I got the tattoo.
That's why I got the tattoo.
Dude, when I've gone surfing with my friend, like once you're like
Hook for instead of gators and sharks.
Like, dude, when I gone surfing with my friend, once you get far enough out there and like it's so still, and you're like, in Earth's body of water, you're just like, I don't really know what's beneath me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
it's just like a weird thing.
You literally have to put it out of your mind because you're just like, whatever.
And because not only I don't know what's beneath me, but here I am just
floating around looking like a delicious seal to some great white.
Yeah, literally just a fish out of water. You know what I mean?
I have too much anxiety to do that. You won't find me in the middle of the ocean, no sir.
Wait, Anthony, do you have lucid dreams? Have you ever had any?
Yeah, I've had lucid dream plenty of times, and they started after I did like psychedelics for the first time. Like that's when I finally had. Like I always want, dude, and it's always the same. Like I haven't had them for a while, unfortunately, but it's always the same. Where I'm like, oh, I'm in a dream. I'm like, oh, I'm in a dream. Okay. Like, and like, I'm in control, like, of the powers. And as you can't be in control of it for long because you wake up.
I agree,
like,
dude. I was just about to say that. I want to tell my story
So, like,
after you're done.
Yeah, for sure. And I have a quick one too, because it's always the same. And I realize I'm dreaming, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna fly. So
that's
I like,
literally what I was about to say.
right? I don't know why then. Okay, so when you lucid dream, your first thought is, I'm gonna fucking fly. And what always weirds me out about it is that I do fly. And not only that, but like I know exactly what the top of my house, which I've never seen, like I've never seen like an aerial view of my neighborhood, but it's like exactly what it would look like trees and leaves and all in my way. And like eventually I'm like, where do I want to go? And I could instantly go anywhere, but I start to like wake up. And there was a time in my life where I was like, I'm going to keep testing this. And I was doing it like every night for a week, and it got really freaky. Like it just felt weird. Like I shouldn't be doing it. Something about it felt
you shouldn't
wrong.
be meddling
I was
with
like,
the dream, my dude.
I didn't like it. Yeah, seriously.
Morpheus,
I felt like
Morpheus
noticed it.
Morpheus
He's like, nah,
was
dog,
letting you
got too much
power.
power.
He was letting you know. He was letting you know you were intruding.
Yeah, it was like, you shouldn't be doing this. You should not be doing this, dude. Like, just let your dreams be, you know. I don't know what dreams are. I don't know if I believe they're an alternate life or some shit like that. I think they're just like, you know,
just dreams.
You're inside trying to tell your conscious mind, like, hey, dude, like I have a message for you that you're not getting, but here's a weird story. Charlie Sheen is your friend's dad at the pool. Let's stab him or something.
Yeah.
You know, like that means something to Jake, I'm sure.
Dude, well, what I told my friend
probably
was,
does.
this is what I interpreted it. I told my friend, I was like, dude, I think I found the meaning of the dream. He's like, so throughout the dream, you keep telling me that, like, you don't believe me that they're trying to murder us. Like, you're just really, like, you're stubbornly not believing it. And in the end, you end up getting stabbed and I drive away. And it's Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen has HIV. I think you have HIV and you're in denial of it.
Morpheus is using you to tell your friend he has AIDS. That's
Jake
insane.
is the AIDS whisperer.
The AIDS whisperer. The AIDS realm.
Wait a minute. So maybe your universe could have like a Sandman dude, but he just tells you in dreams whether you have AIDS.
Oh God. Wait, I just want to go to my lucid dreaming because it's crazy that you said the exact same thing.
Let's go back to that, please.
Well, no,
we gotta get away from this.
It's just crazy that you said the same thing. So my lucid dreams are, in fact, only ever flying dreams. However, I'm not always lucid in the beginning. So sometimes the dream starts off genuine and I'm flying. And then in the dream, I'll realize I can control my flying. But it's like at that moment that I realize, wait, I'm dreaming and I can control my flying. And I agree with exactly what you said, because you're right. The more control I exert over my flying in the dream, the more I wake up, and I wake up a lot quicker. And what's crazy is that sometimes in the dream, I'll be nice at flying, like Superman, like... Like I've gone through.
Wait, did you felt like you got better like than the first time you did it?
Sometimes. That's the thing I was about to say.
Okay.
There are times, usually in the beginning of once I'm really like, oh, I'm lucid dreaming, I'm going to fly, and I'm pretty nice at it. And I think just the more I start, my mind starts to wake up. My flying gets like not as good, so I'll start to like flutter, and I'm like, no, pull up, but I just won't go up, and I'll start to like come down, and then I'll wake up.
Just of the way you're telling your story right now, and I'm thinking about it, like maybe it's just like you can only do it with a certain part of your brain, right? Once you're like really conscious of it, it's like, whoops, sorry, fuck you, you're out of here.
I think it's just a default thing. It's like, oh, your brain is exerting so much control in this instance.
See,
now you're
what's
awake.
crazy is my experience in lucid dreaming is usually I just realize it that I'm dreaming when I'm in a shitty situation in a dream, and then I'm like, oh, if I just do something wacky, I'm gonna wake up. So like I for some reason have lots of dreams where I'm like having bad run-ins with the law, and I'll be like, it'll go from like me just getting pulled over for weed to me being like a full-on police chase and stuff like that.
I've had police chases.
GTA.
Yeah, and then like I'll hop, but like then I'll realize I'm dreaming, and I'm like, oh, I'd rather wake up than like get caught by these fucking pigs. So then I'll often like go down like guns a-blazing or like take as many, and like what I was talking about my SeaWorld dream, I used to have this dream where there was a bridge I couldn't cross in SeaWorld because there was a shark tank it went over, and like sometimes the bridge would collapse, sometimes the ground would be really slick and I'd fall. Sometimes the shark would just jump over and knock me off.
It's very Ace Ventura-ish.
Yeah. And like it got to the point I was having this reoccurring dream so much as a kid that I would at a certain point would be like, oh shit, it's this dream again, and then I would just jump into the water and wake up like right when the shark was getting me or whatever.
Yeah. I've had plenty of recurring dreams with the bridge. I've noticed, like, so there's a, like, if you want a lucid dream, it's not, it's not.
Sorry for laughing. I'm just so glad that we decided Sandman was a dream delving into
It's
our.
perfect.
Why not?
It's perfect.
What are you talking about?
No, I like it. I'm not.
If it's too much, we'll edit it out. But it's fun.
No,
it's fun.
I'm having a great time. This is.
I was gonna say, this is like a series, right? I don't know if anyone listening or if you guys want to try. Maybe I'll try again. Even though, like I said, it kind of freaks me out. There's a science to it. Like you can.
I've read that. I've read that you
dream.
can force yourself to lucid dream. I've tried and I've never been successful. It always happens with
But it's like really simple things, right? So like during the day, right? Whenever you look at a clock, whether it's on your phone, if it's on a microwave on your computer, just look at the time. Like if you look at the time now, you could see for me, I'm looking at it. It says 8:01.
5:01.
In a dream, if you look at a clock, it will always be messed up. Whether it's analog or digital, you cannot in a dream look at the time. I don't know why. It's like a rule of dreams. Like maybe think about it. Like when you start thinking about it, then you'll start to be more conscious of it, right? Also in dreams, even if you can master lucid dreaming, you cannot change whether it's light or dark in the dream. So if in your dream all the lights are off, you will never be able to turn them on. If they're all on, you'll never be able to turn them off. Even if you think, like, if it's daytime, it has to stay daytime. If it's nighttime, that's like the one thing you can't change. So in real life, you have to constantly ask yourself, am I dreaming? Like not every minute, but every so often, am I dreaming?
That's like some Inception shit, my dude.
Right, it is, but it works. And this is how I started to lucid dream more, because when you're in a dream, when you notice, like you're saying, like, oh, when I'm in the bridge and there's the shark, I know I'm dreaming. But if you start paying attention to your dreams more, you'll notice, oh, I've been in this location before. Like this whole time reading Sandman, I've been dreaming about a house. I don't know the house, but it's the same house all the time. Very weird. Sorry, I talked a lot. That was my dream spiel. Lucid dream, folks.
Do you think there's a connection between how time isn't really real in dreams and how dream chemicals and psychedelic chemicals go hand in hand, and how time seems such like an unrealistic abstract thing when you're on psychedelics?
Absolutely agree with that. Yeah.
Like, do you think it's like, do you think it's all connection? Yeah, Sandman was a psychedelic tale. It really was. I mean, it felt so like horror or not. It felt like a fever dream. The whole
seriously.
thing.
The way it's illustrated, I don't remember there's so many artists, but they make it seem, like you said, fever dream is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, it's just it's a psychedelic, sometimes beautiful, sometimes like just like I love that it touches on everything. There's jokes, there's like really warm touching stuff. There's like the most uncomfortable things I've ever read. It's just like a hodgepodge.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think all that shit's connected. Dreams, tripping, dying, like there's something about it that that's all like the same part of the same thing, you know?
Is there any story maybe better than Sandman that like grabs that connection? So I mean, you're only 2 volumes in.
Yeah. I mean, dreams, like just reading about them. Like, I don't really like listening to other people's dreams, to be honest. Because only my dreams will make sense to me and your dreams will make sense to you, you know?
Yeah.
There's a line in Always Sunny where it's like, the way I think of people's dreams is the way I look at, like, people showing me pictures. It's like, if I'm not in them and no one's having sex, I don't care.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no one cares. It's so funny too, because you sit down and you're like, I want to talk about dreams. I want to tell somebody about my dream. And most of the time, you'll have some people that have an interest.
Right.
But most of the time, people are just like, well, if they're listening to you tell a dream, it's begrudgingly.
Yeah. Even though we kind of all just talked about dreams for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. We were like, listen to this. It's almost like telling a ghost story. Dude.
Yeah, right.
I love ghosts. Are you a fan of ghost stories?
I love them because I've never, okay, I don't not believe in ghosts. I've just never experienced anything paranormal, like anything ghostly. I've never seen something. Like maybe there was like a weird noise or a slam I couldn't explain, but houses creak and shit like that. I've never been like ghost,
Dude, I actually have once in my life.
Whoa, what do you mean?
Like been like this, there's something going on here.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so I was living, me and my mom had just bought a new house. We were she had just split from her husband, bought a new house. We moved
Where? West Virginia?
Yeah, in southern West Virginia. We moved into this house, and I moved in 2 weeks early because I had been homeless. And my mom bought the house, and like before everybody else moved in, it was just like sitting there, and she was like, just go ahead and stay there so you have a place to stay. So like I have friends that can attest to this too. They came over, there would be like doors would slam, like lights would flicker. You would hear like not like a pitter patter of like a mouse, like full on like running upstairs, something running upstairs. All of this crazy stuff happened. And it was just like constant. And we ended up getting a dog. And this dog was a great dog, but then it got really sick. And we nursed it back to health. Oh, right before it got really sick, it dug up a ton of children's toys and books in the backyard.
Is this your dog? I remember this story.
Yeah, Jake knows this story. He's back.
Dude, that's one of my greatest, I just love that story. And specifically, did you already tell the one with you and Booms and you heard the ghost in your house?
Yeah, like I was telling him we would hear like a full on running upstairs and doors would slam and stuff like that. And we were just like, what the fuck? And we would like go upstairs and nothing would be like, it would just be crazy. And like lights would be on after we remembered turning them off and stuff like that. And anyway, so the dog dug up all this stuff and then got really sick with parvo. And we had to like nurse it back to health. It's like a disease. It's like something that dogs get vaccinated for. Yeah, vaccinations work, guys. But we nursed him back to health through it. But afterwards, he was never the same. He would he would be totally fine 1 minute and then start mauling somebody.
Wait, I think you left out my favorite part that I remember, unless I'm making this up. So when you and Booms, you kept checking upstairs and there was nothing there. But like you guys, you never left. And if I remember correctly, you had a TV. And then one of you said that all you did after constantly hearing pitter patter of like people's feet, all you did was go to the TV and just crank up the volume. You didn't even leave the haunted house. You just stayed there. I was like, fuck it, we're going to drown this ghost out.
Dude, I had been homeless for months leading up to that. I did not want to do that. I was staying in that house.
That's awesome.
That's creepy. One night recently, actually, and again, I wouldn't say it's a ghost or anything like that, but like we were sleeping and, all of a sudden it sounded like little feet running, but like maybe like a mouse or something, but there was absolutely nothing in the room. And I even put down like a glue trap and nothing ever did it. But like two of us heard, like something run, like it sounded like it was running. But to me, I don't think ghosts. I just, like seeing is believing. Like I would love to believe UFOs exist, but I've never seen one.
I'm the same way. I've never seen a ghost and I've never seen an alien, though I'm very open to seeing them. And once I see them, I'll for sure believe. Like I don't not believe in them, but like I'll really believe in them once I fucking see them.
Yeah, I don't like not believe your ghost stories, Cody, at all. Yeah. Like I don't have any like outlet for it in my own mind. Like I've never.
I'd say I'm the most into that kind of stuff of the three of us. Like the most. I would be
Cody,
the ancient Mulder of the group.
Have you really?
Yes, but do you want to know how I did it?
Please, this is the best time to talk about it, dude.
So what I'm saying
Sandman
is, like, you're gonna be
September.
like, what? Did you even try? When I was 18 in high school, I don't know, it was like 3, 4 in the morning, and I was in my backyard smoking, and I was like, yo, I really want like abilities, like powers and shit. And so, like, you know, it was cold, it was like a winter night, and I was like, Satan, if you're real, show yourself right now, and I'll sell my soul for all of Superman's abilities. And I just like stood there waiting, and nothing ever happened. But everyone I tell that to is like, not only did you try, but you didn't like kill an animal, you didn't do any pentagrams. But like, fuck that. Why do I have to do all that shit? He's the devil. Like, dude, he can hear me. Like, so I stepped to him. I was like, yo, dog, like, show your fucking self.
Dude,
prove to me you're real.
He didn't refer to,
and I'll do it.
It's because you didn't refer to him as his preferred name, Mephisto.
Yeah. Or Morningstar.
Or what if your soul was already in debt to him?
Oh, fuck. And I'm just living out the rest of my miserable
He was
existence.
just laughing his ass up. He's like,
fool, your soul has belonged to me for years now.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want you to know, Jake, that you telling me that story only ensures that, like, while you are one of my best friends, you would 100% be a supervillain.
Yep. For sure.
You know what? You say that. Well, I'll say this. Everyone always thinks that, and sometimes I do too. But you actually once said, Cody, you said you think of yourself as a supervillain, but in the end, I think you would be a hero. Like when push comes, yeah, you said that to me. You were like, when push comes to shove, and like, the world was at stake. It's like something truly like that. I would step up, like, and that's cool because I feel like Magneto and Dr. Octopus are like that. You know, like they're villains, but like at the end of Spider-Man 2, Dr. Octopus was like, "Fuck that! I'm not going to die a monster," and saves the day. So I think I am a villain up until I realized. But if he didn't do any
of that shit up until that point, he wouldn't have had to save the day.
I'm not a villain. I'm just a liberator of peoples.
That's what all the villains say.
Amen.
This is fun.
So, how many Joe Pesci's are we giving Sandman?
Are we giving the first 2 volumes?
Yeah, we're giving the first 2 volumes. I'm going to give it 6.
Unquestionably 6.
Here we go, Anthony. Here we go, Anthony.
I'm gonna give it a
5.3 because
I
ate a bagel and my stomach got really upset when I was reading it. So.
Wow. I'm not sure what's being implied. That comment.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, I have to give it 6 in honor of Jake's pact with the devil. So.
And also because Lucifer himself makes an appearance in the first 2 volumes.
David Bowie himself.
David Bowie. Dude, that's sick. I never thought of it, but it's David Bowie.
Is it really? Let me.
It just looks David Bowie.
I mean, he has red hair though.
No, it's like a blonde, wavy.
Hold on, you might be right.
Let me turn to the Book of Our Lord, the Sandman issue, Volume 1, issue.
Oh, yeah. Okay, this picture, you're right.
Yeah, that's exactly
looks the picture very David Bowie.
That's David Bowie. If Jake's soul belongs to the devil,
ground control to Morningstar.
No.
Hey, where'd Cody go?
The devil got him. Cody's off to dreamland.
Yeah, Cody's asleep.
Baby dreams.
Dude, it's funny. I love the post you made with Irving, the little dragon gargoyle.
Yeah, that's my middle name. The gargoyle's name Irving. That's my middle name.
I feel like you told me that, but I totally forgot. Anthony Irving Iannaccio.
Yeah.
Why Irving? Out of your entire Italian ass name.
Because
why is Irving the most waspiest?
It's because I'm not wasp, first of all.
I'm back.
No, I know, but I just said out of your entire Italian
because my
name.
grandfather was Jewish, so that's what I'm saying. That's where my Jewishness comes from. Irving, his name was Irving Bloom, so
I'm back.
I'm named literally after both of my grandfathers. Anthony is my father's father. Irving is my mother's father. So Anthony Irving.
I did the same thing for my son.
There you go. See, I'm named after. Now we'll tell everyone our mother's maiden names,
our social security numbers,
our first pet's name,
what street we grew up on.
Right.
Yeah, basically anything you can use to get our passwords on anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to give Sandman 666s all around because it kicked ass.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude,
it's very excited.
There's nothing I disliked about the Sandman. I just wish I had read it way earlier in my life.
I'm excited to get into more of
the
that.
next volumes. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Well, that would be the next time we talk, which would be next week for the folks listening at home.
That's right. If you guys
Yes.
liked this episode, please subscribe, share it with your friends.
Yeah, give us, if you're listening on Apple Podcast, give us a 5-star rating and give us a comment on
do
there.
that,
Be like, oh,
come
Comics
on,
and
be
Chronic, you're so
cool.
fucking dope.
I see you guys commenting on
hey.
Instagram and Facebook. You can comment on our shit.
Yeah.
Dicks.
Yeah, you're our people.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
and we're on
all
TikTok
loyal
now.
commies. Yeah, we're on TikTok.
Check
We're
us out on
rocking it
TikTok.
out. And tune in next week.
Rock out with our talks out. Our
Hey.
TikTok. No.
Tune in next week for volume 3 and 4 of Sandman September.
Cue Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, you're listening to Comics and Chronic, and I'm Jacob H.
I'm Cody Cannon.
And I'm Anthony Iannaccio.
And you can tune in every Thursday to hear new episodes of Comics and Chronic.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Comics N Chronic. That's Comics, the letter N, Chronic.
We'll see you guys next week.
Woo.
Peace.